What's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about something just a little different. Last one we were talking about failure and learning from it, and a little bit about fear of failing. But today I want to talk about something a little different, about quitting. And a lot of times, with kids, they come in, they try a sport out, and they quit within a week or 2 weeks, maybe a month. Now, is that okay? Is that acceptable? Is it okay that they quit? When is quitting okay? When is quitting acceptable? So the thing is, you get kids who are not into something. They're not fully excited about it. And for kids, that has to do with fear. It's the fear of the unknown. And because they fear the unknown, they don't like it. They think it's boring. They think it's stupid, or they suck at it, and they beat themselves up over it. And a lot of it has to do with because they don't understand what they're learning. They don't understand the technique or the principle, or whatever it may be, whether it's jiu-jitsu, karate, baseball, basketball, it doesn't matter. But they're afraid because they don't understand and they don't get it. So then the only thing that they want to do is quit, right? And a lot of times, we'll talk about this another time, but a lot of times people quit or before they even start because of fear. Fear holds them back. So with kids, it's the same thing, right? And so sometimes parents will force their kids to do something. I see it all the time when I teach martial arts. They'll force their kids and they'll yell at them and they'll do this and this. And I try to tell them, don't force your kid. And I'll talk to the kid. When I can't talk to the parent correctly the way I would like to, I tell the kid, it's okay. Sit down right here. You can watch. And when you feel comfortable, come join the class. And so after a few techniques, they think they have it down. They'll want to join, right? But they'll be biting their fingers, or, they'll be hiding their face. They'll be doing these things because they're still shy. They don't know anybody in the class. They don't know me, yet they met me. I made them smile. I made them laugh or whatever, but they don't know me. They still don't know who I am. They're still feeling me out. They're still feeling out the class. So they come in, I call them up, or they came up by themselves, right? And they get up there and they freeze. And they say, well, do it. And they don't want to. Right? So I'll tell them I'll do it with you, and I'll do it with them if they allow me, or I try to move them, or whatever it may be, whatever it takes. And then sometimes, they don't do anything. And I say, oh, it's okay. When you're ready, you come back up, okay? And they'll smile and they'll say, okay. A lot of times, the first class, they don't do anything. Maybe after class, they'll do some things. The second class, same thing happens. Mom and dad are forcing them in the class, telling them to do it, and I say, it's okay. When you're ready, you come in and you do it. So, towards the end of the class, they'll come in and they'll do one kick or one block or one punch. They'll do a couple and they'll laugh. But then after class, I try to get them to do it more, and I have them do more kicks or more blocks, and they start getting the understanding. And so we have to let them do it. We have to let them go at their own pace, at their own discretion, when they feel comfortable. We can't force them to do it, because then they're gonna quit before they know whether or not they like it or don't like it. So then once they get to know me, they get to know the people, and then they have an understanding of the techniques, then they'll do it, and then they're excited and whatever. Now, say a couple months go by and they want to quit. So I'll ask them, why do you want to quit? And that is important because a lot of times when we want to quit something, we don't ask ourselves, why do we want to quit? We just quit, right? So I ask the kids, why do you want to quit? Oh, it's boring or whatever. But 90% of the time, it's because it's too hard. It's because they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves, and it's because they see the other kids doing it, and they don't see themselves doing it as well as the other kids. And so they're really hard on themselves, and that reality is why they want to quit, is because they don't see themselves as good. They don't see that they're where the other students are as far as the class goes. And you got to talk them into it, and you explain to them why it's not okay to quit. And you tell them, well, if you quit now just because it's hard, you'll quit every day for the rest of your life, right? We've heard that saying, we've heard that phrase, we've heard that before, and it's nothing new. But we can't quit when something is tough. We can't allow our kids to quit a sport just because it's tough. We got to talk to them, and we got to find out the root reason. And the same thing with us. When we want to quit something, we got to ask ourselves why. We got to ask ourselves, why do we want to quit? What's the reason that we want to quit? Are we afraid? Is it too tough? Is it too difficult? Do we feel that we're inadequate? Do we feel that we're not capable of doing these things? So once we establish that, right? So we go through the list. No, it's not because it's too hard. And that, we're going to talk about all of those little things. We're going to have those fears of being inadequate. We're going to have those fears because it's too hard, so we're going to want to quit. We're going to have a feeling that we're not good enough. That's part of it. That's part of the life. That's part of doing something that you love. Now, the question comes down to, do you enjoy what you're doing? Do you enjoy this thing that you're doing? So when I ask the kids, do you enjoy karate? Do you enjoy jiu-jitsu? Do you enjoy this? And they say yes. I said, okay, keep pushing. You're doing a great job. It's a little difficult. It's a little harder. It's going to take time. But as long as you like it, keep going. Now, it's not always the case. Sometimes we don't like something and we have to do it. So when is it okay to quit? Well, when everything is lined up the way it should be, because we need money. We need to provide for our families. We need to pay rent. We need to buy food. We need to buy clothes. We need to buy soap. Some people don't know how to do that. Anyways, but the thing is, we have a job to do. And sometimes our job isn't something that we like, but we have to do it. So when do we quit that job? Well, instead of going home at night and playing video games, unless you're gonna try to program video games, instead of drinking at night or watching people play football, those times that you're watching somebody else do what they're passionate about, they do what they love, and they're getting paid for it. So the question is, what do you love? What do you want to get paid for? If you love movies, one of my good friends, is now doing movie reviews because he loves movies. He hasn't quit his day job yet. When the time comes, he will. And I'm sure he will. But right now, he's critiquing movies. That's what he is passionate about. He loves movies. He loves dissecting movies. He loves breaking down the plot, the characters, the story, all of that. He loves it, right? So he's doing that. But the question is, what do you love? What do you enjoy, right? And it's finding that and going through it and going, okay, there's going to be times of fear. There's going to be times of inadequacy. There's going to be times of thinking I'm not good enough. So I'm going to push through that to do what I love, because this thing that I'm doing over here, I'm not good at all. I'm not going up. I'm not succeeding. I'm not seeing any benefits. I'm putting in all this time. I'm putting in all this hard work, and I'm getting nowhere. And I really don't enjoy it. All it's doing is draining me. All it's doing is taking from my life. It's taking from my joy. It's taking from my peace. It's taking my love that I have. It's taking everything out of me. So you quit. If you're doing something for the money, quit. Unless it means you're not going to be able to provide for your family. Don't just quit your day job because you don't like it and you don't enjoy it. You got to have a backup plan. But if you're trying to start a business and you're looking after the money, quit. If you're trying to write a book and it's just for the money, quit. If you're trying to make movies just for the money, quit. I mean, the money is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to make it, right? But don't let that be the reason why you're doing something. What you're doing should be because you love it, because you love to act, because you love to do choreography, because you love to write books and get lost in the characters of the books, because you love business, you love people, you love to do these things, then do it. But if you're just trying to like have your hand in 5 different businesses that are going nowhere, cut 4 of them out. Find the one that you love, that you enjoy the most. One that means everything to you. The one that you think about 90% of the day. Because 10% of the day we're probably thinking about when we're going to eat and bills and all these unnecessary things. But when you're watching a movie or you're watching TV and you're thinking about that one thing that you just can't get out of your head, when you're at your day job and you just can't stop thinking about that one thing, that's the thing that you need to do. You're not going to make money right away. You're not going to be super rich right away. But you got to put in the work and you got to put in the hours to quit that one thing that doesn't do anything for you. So the question again is, when is it okay to quit? When you're wasting money and you're getting nothing in return. Yes, it takes money to make money, but if you're getting nothing in return, you're losing sleep, and I'm not talking good sleep like you're so focused on working on something that you stay up for 72 hours because something just hit you and you're working and working and working. I'm not talking about that kind of sleep. I'm talking about the sleep of stress. When you're not sleeping because you're stressing, because whatever you're doing is taking every piece of you away and there is no positive return. There's no investment. Yeah, I'm teaching martial arts and I don't have a big financial return yet. But when I teach the kids, there's a joy, there's a passion, and there's love that I get back from them. And when I go home, I think about how I can teach them better and how much they teach me. There's an enjoyment to what I do. And right now, I don't make the money. I can't quit my day job yet, but that's the plan. So you got to make sure that the return sometimes may not be financial, but as long as the return is not taking away from your health mentally or physically or spiritually, then you keep going. But if it's taking away from those things, then you got to quit that, because it's like being an alcoholic. You know, you don't have to be on drugs to be a drug addict. You can be addicted to stress. You can be addicted to negativity. So these things, we got to, if you're trying to do a business or whatever it is you want to do and it's taking these things from you, you got to be careful that you're not addicted to the stress of your business or whatever it is that you want to do and it's not working, right? So then you got to look at these things and know that this is when it's okay to quit. You know, the kids who play sports, if they put in a year and they're still not interested and they're still not into it, and you know, if they've done everything they could and they're not going up, it's okay to let them quit. They're not losers. They're not anything. We as parents feel like we failed them sometimes and we don't want them to quit. But it's okay. If their heart is not into it, let them quit. It's not a problem. But there's also a question. I had this with my daughter. There might be a difference between the thing that you love and your talent. You might not love what you're talented at, but you might love what you suck at. Meaning, you might not be good at one sport, but you love that sport, but you're not good at it. And then there'll be maybe another sport that you're okay with, but you're great at that. That's your talent. That's your gift. Hone your gift and give that gift away. Not away for free, but pour into whatever your gift is and make it better and make it grow. And you'll learn to love it. Sometimes you may not, right? I wanted to play all kinds of sports, and I didn't love all kinds of sports. I love martial arts. It took me a minute to get there. It took me a minute to love it because I was good at it first, and then I became to love it. And it took time. I took 5 years away from karate and martial arts because I didn't love it. I was just good at it. I didn't love it. And those 5 years, all I could think about was karate and how to get back. And the moment I came back, I fell in love with my gift. So it takes time, right? But we have to be aware of certain things of when is it okay to quit. Just because the business failed doesn't mean you quit. Yes, your business may fail a couple times. You're not going to get the return right away. But the thing is, do you enjoy the business that you're doing? Is that all you think about? Then pour into that business and make that business grow and make it great. There's going to be hard times, but you got to know when is it time to quit and when is it time to keep pushing forward. I hope that helped you guys. Let me know. I'll see you guys soon.